Hello, Sarah. It's been a while. It's Rose's father, Richard. Thank you for taking care of my daughter.
Oh, hello, Richard. It's been so long since we talked last time. How have you been?
Fine, thank you. I heard from my daughter that your husband's been having some back problems.
Yes, that's right. We've been going to various hospitals and chiropractors, but nothing seems to help relieve it. I heard you used to be an orthopedic surgeon, so I was hoping you might have some advice.
Oh, I see. That must be difficult for your husband.
Yes, it is. I'm sorry to always be asking for favors.
No, it's fine. Though I'm retired due to illness and can't do much now, I would be happy to recommend some good doctors I know.
Oh, thank you so much. That would be really helpful. And while you're at it, could you recommend a good dermatologist for me too?
Pardon? A dermatologist?
Actually, my skin hasn't been doing well lately.
Oh, I'm sorry, but dermatology isn't my specialty.
But you must know lots of good doctors, right?
Well, yes, I do.
Then surely you can help. Please? We're family now, after all.
But I don't personally know any dermatologists.
Don't be like that. Your daughter married my son, so we're family now. Please, help us out.
Well, I suppose I could ask around.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry for being so demanding.
No, you're always taking care of my daughter. Speaking of which, how is she doing?
Oh, wonderfully. She's truly an amazing daughter-in-law. She's helping with our company now too. And honestly, we couldn't run the business without Rose.
Is that so? I'm glad she's being helpful at the company.
She's so smart like you. As expected of a doctor's daughter.
Oh, no, not at all.
Don't be so modest. When I was young, they used to say smart women weren't attractive. But times have changed, haven't they?
Actually, I never put much stock in those old-fashioned ideas.
Oh, but surely you must agree that a woman shouldn't outshine her husband.
I believe everyone should be free to reach their full potential.
How modern of you! But you know, in a family business, hierarchy is important.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. Actually, since my daughter is quite reserved, I was worried about how she'd adjust after marriage. She tends to have trouble expressing her opinions clearly.
Oh, a modest daughter-in-law is much better than one who's too forward. We run our company as a family, so we're very close-knit. Everyone looks after Rose, so please, don't worry.
That's wonderful to hear. By the way, I noticed Rose hasn't been posting many photos lately. Is everything all right?
Oh, she's just been so busy with work. You know how it is with young people these days. Always focused on their careers.
I see. Does she get enough time off?
Of course. We treat her like our own daughter. Speaking of which, we're planning a family trip soon.
Oh, where are you going to?
Hawaii. Just the family. It's a reward for everyone's hard work.
That sounds lovely. Rose must be excited. You all must get along so well.
We do. And Rose is an important part of our family, too.
Please continue taking good care of my daughter.
Of course. She's like my own daughter now. By the way, about that dermatologist, do you really think you'd be able to find someone soon?
I'll see what I can do.
And maybe also recommend a good physical therapist for my husband?
I thought I already suggested some orthopedic specialists.
Yes, but we're looking for more options. The ones you suggested had such long waiting lists.
That's often the case with good specialists.
But surely you could pull some strings. You know, doctor to doctor.
I'm retired now, Sarah. My influence isn't what it used to be.
Oh, but your connections must still be good. And while you're at it, my sister has been having these headaches.
I really should be going now.
Just one more thing.
I'll be in touch about those doctor recommendations.
Wait, my cousin also mentioned some knee problems.
I'm going now. Goodbye, Sarah. Rose, how are you? Today's the start of the vacation, right? Have a good time and enjoy your trip.
No, Dad. Actually, I'm not going. I'm the only one left behind to work.
What? Why aren't you going with your family?
Sarah said daughters-in-law shouldn't go. She said it would be a waste of money to pay for my travel expenses.
What? Sarah actually said that?
Yes, she did.
That's not right. Just leaving you out of a family vacation, that's just exclusion.
You're right. I haven't told you before, but I'm always being excluded.
What do you mean?
Sarah just hates me. She can't stand that I went to a good university.
What?
She says smart women have no charm and are presumptuous. She berates me, saying I'm socially inept for getting higher education despite being a woman.
I can't believe this. Why didn't you tell me sooner?
I thought I could handle it on my own. I thought if I worked hard enough.
No amount of work justifies abuse.
They dump all the work on me, and I'm the only one working overtime every day. Plus, they demand I do all the housework too. I barely have the time to sleep in this situation.
That's ridiculous. You don't have to put up with this any longer. Just quit the job.
But I'm the only one in the company who can handle the accounting.
What? How can a company function like that?
The previous accountant was targeted by Sarah and was bullied until they quit. Now I'm stuck with handling all the office work.
And they don't even include you in family trips? This is classic daughter-in-law abuse!
Is that what it is?
Yes, absolutely, that's abuse!
At first, I thought Sarah was angry because I was doing something wrong. But thinking about it now, I haven't done anything wrong.
Of course you haven't.
And it's not just the housework and office work they push on me.
What else are they doing to you?
I have to eat my meals alone in a separate room. Only leftovers.
What?
They say daughter-in-laws should eat what's left after everyone else is done. When the family goes out to eat, I'm left behind.
That's horrible!
And no matter how much I work, my salary is zero.
What? Zero? They're not paying you anything?
They say my housing and food are my payment.
That's illegal! They can't do that!
There's actually more.
Just tell me everything.
When we have company gatherings, I have to serve everyone and can't sit with them. They make me work on weekends without compensation.
This is unbelievable!
They even took my credit cards away, saying I shouldn't have my own money.
Did they force you to give up your personal bank accounts too?
They tried, but I secretly kept one account they don't know about. I've been documenting everything in case things get worse.
Smart girl. What about your husband? What does he say about all this?
He sides with them completely. Says I should be grateful they took me in.
Grateful for what?
That I'm lucky to have such a prestigious family accept me.
Prestigious? They're running a sweatshop disguised as a family business.
I know that now. I've seen how they treat other employees too. The turnover rate is incredibly high.
This is outrageous. This is grounds for legal action. Let me help you get out of there.
But just leaving like this doesn't feel right. Why should I have to run away when I haven't done anything wrong?
I see. Then let's make them pay.
How are we going to do that?
That's easy. Let's use your position to our advantage.
What do you mean?
You handle all their accounting, right? I'm sure you've noticed some irregularities.
Actually, it's worse than you think. They've been running 2 sets of books for years.
Perfect. Document everything.
I've actually been keeping records, just in case.
That's my girl. Now, while they're away...
Dad, are you suggesting what I think you are?
You're a certified accountant, aren't you? I'm sure you know exactly what needs to be reported.
Yes, I do. I've been documenting their tax evasion schemes for months.
And I assume there's more to this? Tell me.
They've been falsifying employee records, making people work overtime without pay, hiring undocumented workers, misclassifying employees as contractors.
How long has this been going on?
Years. I found records going back at least a decade.
And you have proof?
They've been systematically exploiting people, not just me. I have all the documentation.
Good. They thought they could abuse my daughter without consequences.
But Dad, if I report them, the whole company could collapse.
Would that be such a bad thing? A company built on exploitation doesn't deserve to exist.
You're right. And I have all the evidence organized already.
That's my daughter, always thorough.
Should I do it while they're away?
It's the perfect timing. They won't be able to destroy any evidence.
I need to compile some final documentation about their recent transactions.
What kind of transactions?
They've been moving money between accounts suspiciously.
Make sure you have copies of everything. Back it up securely.
Already done. I've been maintaining detailed spreadsheets of every irregular transaction.
Anything else?
I even have recordings of Sarah ordering me to falsify documents.
Smart girl. How long do you need to get all of this done?
Just a day or two to organize the final reports. I want everything to be clear and irrefutable.
Take your time. Do it right. They'll never see it coming.
We're coming back from the family trip tomorrow. Have you finished cleaning? No, I haven't. What? What have you been doing all this time? Such a useless daughter-in-law.
Useless? Who do you think you are? You can't do anything without Rose, yet you have the nerve to talk big. Have some shame.
Who is this? Isn't this Rose?
This is Rose's father.
What? Richard?
Yes, I heard everything from my daughter.
What? She told you?
I need a good explanation for this.
Well, you see, someone needed to stay and manage the office.
And that someone had to be Rose?
It just makes sense, doesn't it? She knows all the systems so well.
But surely you could arrange coverage. It's a family trip after all.
Well, you know how it is with family businesses. Someone has to make sacrifices.
And that someone is always Rose?
Now, don't make it sound so negative. She's learning valuable skills.
Skills like working alone while everyone else is on vacation.
You doctors always had it easy with your big salaries. You don't understand how small businesses work.
I understand the difference between running a business and exploiting family members.
Exploiting? How dare you? We've given her everything she needs.
Have you? Because I'm hearing something very different.
What has she been telling you? She's probably just complaining because she has to work hard for once in her life.
Unlike you, who had to work so hard to inherit a company?
That's different. This is a family business. We have traditions.
Is tradition your excuse for everything?
You're just like her, looking down on us because we're not fancy doctors.
No, I'm looking down on you because you're abusing my daughter. Apparently you have no intention of treating her properly. I can't leave her with you anymore. I'm taking her back home.
What are you doing? Rose is our daughter-in-law and an employee of our company.
Employee? You don't even pay her!
But our business can't function without her.
I heard you've been dumping all the work on my daughter. Not just that, I know all the details of how you've been abusing her.
We were just treating her like a daughter-in-law. making her fulfill her natural duties. She eats at our table, sleeps in our house.
Really? Does she? Because I heard she eats leftovers alone and sleeps in a storage room. Is this how you think daughters-in-law should be treated?
Yes, we have our own way of doing things here. What's wrong with that?
Everything is wrong with that. Forcing all the work on her, not paying her, only giving her leftovers to eat?
A daughter-in-law should be humble. Learn her place.
Her place? She practically runs your entire company.
Under our guidance, our direction.
Your direction? When was the last time you actually understood your own company's finances?
That's not relevant. We trust Rose with those details.
Trust her enough to make her work alone during your family vacation?
Someone has to mind the business. And since she's so good with the books...
Yes, she is good with the books. Very good, in fact.
What's that supposed to mean?
You'll find out soon, since the authorities are already involved.
What? No! You can't do this to us!
We're getting her divorced.
I won't allow that. Who do you think you are, making decisions on your own?
It doesn't matter if you agree or not. If you don't, we can take this to court.
What? Court?
I have plenty of lawyer connections. Being a doctor means you're always adjacent to legal matters.
Oh, acting high and mighty because you're a doctor.
I'm not acting superior. In fact, you've been constantly using my position as a former doctor, asking for treatment advice, asking for doctor referrals.
I just asked for advice. You two are the ones acting like elites, looking down on us common folk.
That's your persecution complex talking because you don't have the capacity to acknowledge your own pathetic behavior. Don't talk like you know anything when you've been tormenting someone in a weaker position.
You don't understand our family traditions.
Traditions? There you go again. Is that what you call abuse these days?
Stop acting like you know everything.
I know enough.
Your daughter's the same. She looks down on us just because she has a good education.
If she looked down on you, would she work herself to the bone?
She probably thinks our company is just some small-time business.
Just think about it for a moment. What a thing to say about my daughter who's been serving your family without complaint. Stop taking out your complexes on my daughter. Your jealousy is showing. Have some shame.
What? Why would I be jealous of some young girl?
Your abuse of my daughter is just your inferiority complex showing. You're such a shallow person.
How dare you?
And what about your son? Doesn't he have anything to say about his wife being abused by his family like this?
My son has never complained.
No!
If anything, he often grumbles about how useless your daughter is.
Right, I forgot that he's your son. What a terrible family she married into.
You can't just take her away.
Watch me, we're definitely taking her back. She's getting divorced.
That won't work. Who's going to handle the accounting if she leaves?
Is that all you care about, your precious company?
You don't understand. We're a family business.
Family? Is that what you call people you exploit? Anyway, if you try to force her back, I'll call the police. You'll be the ones in trouble if this becomes a police matter. Your company's reputation will tank, and everything you've done to my daughter will come to light.
Fine. Anyway, let's at least talk about this.
Talk about what?
Let's discuss this between our families, without involving lawyers. Family matters don't need outsiders.
I won't agree to any discussion without lawyers present.
Why do we need to involve strangers in a family discussion?
If matters could be resolved between parties alone, we wouldn't need a judicial system.
You can't do this to us.
After how you've treated my daughter, I just can't let this go, Sarah.
But everything was going fine before you interfered.
Fine for whom? For you? While my daughter suffered in silence?
She's never complained about any of this.
Because you threatened her, made her feel worthless.
You'll regret this. We'll fight back.
Good luck with that. I'm sure the authorities will be very interested in how you run your family business.
You worthless daughter-in-law. You useless piece of trash. What have you done to us? Sarah, you should stop now. Shut up, you curse. Going to court will just waste money. These insults will only hurt your case in court. Did you think I wasn't keeping records? Records? What records? Everything. Every insult, every unpaid hour, every illegal practice. What? You've been spying on us? No, just protecting myself. Every time you made me falsify a document, I kept the original. What do you mean? Every time you ordered me to hide income, I documented it. Every single violation, recorded and timestamped. You've been plotting against us this whole time? Plotting? No. As I said, I've just been finding ways to protecting myself. After we welcomed you into our family? Welcome? Is that what you call forcing someone to sleep in a storage room? That was discipline. Character building. No, that was abuse. And it's all documented. Every single incident. You had no right to keep records. I had every right. I'm a certified professional you treated like a slave. Shut up. Don't you dare tell me what to do, you idiot. Hey, you might want to watch your language. Leaving us after all we've done for you, you ungrateful wretch. I've served you all this time. If anyone's been ungrateful, it's you all who've returned my dedication with cruelty. It's natural for a daughter-in-law to serve her in-laws. Daughter-in-laws shouldn't have human rights. Is that so? Yes, a daughter-in-law should sacrifice everything for her husband's family. Just be prepared. The whole company will unite to fight against you and your father. Actually, that won't be possible. What? Of course it's possible. We'll crush you even if it costs us the company. Well, that's impossible because I've already destroyed the company. What? My father suggested it. He said a company that does such underhanded things must be doing other bad things too. What are you saying? He said if I'm leaving anyway, why not expose everything? You wouldn't dare. You've been evading taxes as well, haven't you? That's company business. Actually, I'm a certified public accountant, and I'm quite good at tracking money movements. Oh, and I'm also a certified tax advisor, so I know quite a bit about taxes. You... what? While everyone was on vacation, I gathered evidence and reported it. An investigation should begin soon. You can't have... all those fake invoices, all those under-the-table payments, all those employee wage violations, everything. But those were private company matters, family matters. Tax fraud isn't a family matter, neither is wage theft. You had no right to look into those accounts. I was your accountant, the one you forced to work without pay, remember? We trusted you with those accounts. You mean you forced me to manage your illegal schemes? You're just making things up. Did you think I wouldn't notice the money laundering? Money what? What are you talking about? The shell companies, the fake vendors, the double billing schemes. I documented everything. That can't be. No, you can't do this to us. We're family. Family? Is that what you call people you abuse? We gave you everything. You gave me nothing but pain and humiliation every day for 2 years. You ungrateful snake. After everything we've done for you. Everything you've done? You mean like making me work without pay? That was just training. Forcing me to eat leftovers alone? Taking away my credit cards? Making me sleep in the storage room when guests come? That was for your own good, to teach you humility. No, it was to control me, but you never realized one thing. Huh? What's that? I was never the helpless victim you thought I was. I just chose to be patient. Patient? You were plotting against us. No, as I said, I was protecting myself. There's a difference to that. You had no right. I had every right. Did you know that forcing someone to commit tax fraud is also a crime? You're just an ungrateful daughter-in-law. We are going to fight against this. We'll hire the best lawyers. With what money? What do you mean? I've seen your accounts, and I've noticed some suspicious transactions. What? This is all your father's doing. No, he just helped me to see that I didn't deserve the abuse. How dare you, after we took you into our family? Took me in? You mean imprisoned me? You're just lying. You couldn't possibly understand all that. Sarah, I have all the evidence. There's no way out to this. This will ruin us. A reputation built on exploitation doesn't deserve to survive. I can't believe this is happening. As I can't say anything further about the report, this will be our last conversation. Wait, Rose. I still have things to say about this. You'll be hearing from our lawyers from now on. You can't just leave it like this. Oh, and just so you know, this country moves very quickly when it comes to tax matters. And you might want to cut your vacation short. Oh, but I suppose you can't come back right away anyway. What do you mean? You said you were going to Hawaii, right? I know that a hurricane is approaching Hawaii right now, and most flights are being canceled. How do you? You see, I'm also a certified meteorologist, so I always keep an eye on the weather. Well then, goodbye. A meteorologist? Wait! Don't you dare hang up! Why not? You never listened when I begged you to stop the abuse. This isn't abuse. This is tradition. Tradition isn't an excuse for cruelty. Goodbye, Mother. The investigators will be in touch with you soon. Richard, please return your daughter to us right away, please.
Nope, that's never happening.
The tax authorities are investigating our company. We don't have anyone who understands taxes right now, and we're struggling to respond.
Don't you have tax accountants and lawyers on retainer?
Well, we were saving money since Rose handled everything.
I can't believe this.
She was so good at it. We didn't think we needed anyone else.
You overworked my daughter and didn't even pay her, and now you're asking her back?
But everything was fine when Rose was here.
Fine for whom?
If we'd known she had all those amazing certifications, we would have said something earlier.
Like what? Are you saying you would have treated her better? We both know that's not true.
We would have appreciated her more.
Appreciated her? Like how you appreciated her when you made her eat leftovers alone?
That was different. We were teaching her discipline.
You mean you were breaking her spirit? You were abusing her just for having a good education.
But we never expected things to turn out like this. And to think we'd be reported by family.
That's our line. Rose never expected to be abused by family either. This is karma.
That's...
Anyway, tax evasion is a crime, and I hear you treated your other employees terribly too. We've already reported you to the labor board. My daughter only did what was right.
How dare you? We never abused anyone. It's just strict management. If our whole family ends up on the street, it's all your fault.
You reap what you sow. Your first mistake was underestimating my daughter.
You're the one who put her up to this, didn't you?
I just gave her advice. I'm glad you turned out to be exactly the trash we thought you were. Thanks to that, we could get revenge for what you did to my daughter and help seek justice for your other victims too.
Please, please. We need Rose to rebuild the company. Please give her back to us.
Rebuild the company? That's impossible. And why should my daughter help after going through all of this? Companies that don't value their employees deserve to fail. Besides, any company that falls apart when one employee leaves has no future.
But, please, I'll apologize. I'll apologize for everything we've done, so please, do forgive us.
It's too late. Perhaps you should have thought about that before running an illegal operation.
But they're asking about accounts we didn't even know existed.
Really? Then who was managing them?
It must have been Rose. She must have set them up.
What? Are you accusing my daughter of fraud now?
No, I mean, we just need her help explaining everything.
So you can pin it all on her.
No, we can fix this. We can give Rose a proper position.
A proper position after 2 years of abuse?
We can make her a director, with full benefits, a real salary.
Now you're willing to pay her? Are you saying you would have treated her differently if you'd known she could expose your crimes? It's obvious that you've changed your attitude after knowing the authorities are involved.
No, that's not what I meant.
Then what did you actually mean?
We didn't know she was so qualified.
You mean you would have exploited her skills better?
No, we would have respected her more.
Like how you respected her when you called her presumptuous for having an education?
That was different.
Different how?
We never expected things to turn out like this. The investigators found everything.
What do you mean, everything? Just tell me.
They found accounts we didn't even know about. They're questioning all of our transactions.
Of course they are. Did you think tax fraud would go unnoticed forever?
Please, they're questioning everyone, even our suppliers.
Good. Let them find every fake invoice, every under-the-table deal.
You don't understand. This could ruin our business and family completely.
I understand perfectly. You're facing the consequences of your actions.
But the business community, our reputation.
A reputation built on exploitation and fraud?
Please, the investigators found irregularities going back years.
How many years exactly?
I don't know. They're saying at least a decade.
Wow, a decade of fraud. Pretty impressive.
Please help us. Rose must have records of everything.
Oh, of course she does. That's why you're in this mess.
What do you mean?
Every transaction, every illegal order you gave her, she documented it all.
But that's betrayal.
No, that's professionalism, something you wouldn't understand.
The bank has frozen our accounts.
I'm not surprised. Money laundering tends to make banks nervous.
We never.
Just save it for the investigators.
Our reputation will be ruined. The local business community is already talking.
Let them talk. Maybe it'll discourage others from abusing their employees.
It wasn't abuse. It was just our way of doing things.
Your way of doing things was criminal.
Everyone in the family business community does it.
Is that your defense that everyone else is breaking the law too?
Please, we need Rose to explain the accounts.
Why? I thought you understood your business.
The investigators don't understand our system.
Oh, they understand perfectly well. That's what's frightening you, isn't it?
They're saying things about money laundering.
Among other things, I'm sure.
How do you know about all of this?
Let's just say Rose was very thorough in her documentation.
This will destroy everything we've built.
You mean everything you've stolen? Everything you've exploited from others?
We gave people jobs. We gave them opportunities.
You gave them abuse and exploitation.
But your daughter is destroying lives.
No, she's exposing crimes. There's a difference to that.
We can work something out. We can pay her properly now.
Now that you're caught, you want to follow the law?
Please, just ask her to come back. We'll make things right.
Make things right, like how you made her sleep in a storage room?
That was traditional.
Traditional abuse is still abuse.
The investigators are saying we could face jail time.
Actions have consequences, Sarah, and you're about to face them.
But we're family. Families should protect each other.
Family? You lost the right to call yourselves family when you started abusing my daughter.
We can change. We'll do better.
It's too late for that. Much too late.
What will happen to our company?
What happens to any criminal enterprise when it's exposed? It falls apart.
Please, can you give us just one more chance?
No way, Sarah. If you want to save your company, you need to figure it out yourselves. Don't you have that family unity you're so proud of? Now's the time to use it.
It's hopeless. Everyone's only thinking about themselves.
Ah, just like you.
Help us, please. We'll lose everything.
Everything you gained through exploitation.
Is there no way to make this right?
Some things can't be made right. They can only be punished.
But what will happen to us?
Justice, Sarah. Justice will happen to you. They say 3 heads are better than 1, but I suppose it doesn't matter how many fools you gather together. Well, you'll just have to accept your divine punishment. Goodbye, Sarah. I'm sure the investigators will be in touch soon. The in-laws company was hit with millions in back taxes. The father-in-law and mother-in-law were arrested for severe tax evasion. Additionally, issues with unpaid wages and forced overtime came to light, leading to a class action lawsuit from employees. Through all this, the company went bankrupt. Rose filed for divorce after claiming her unpaid wages and compensation for the abuse she suffered. Today, Rose is single again and thriving as a CPA. My daughter deserves to work somewhere that properly values her abilities. She was too good for that worthless company anyway.